Trillions will flow through cryptos like Stellar XLM, and Zion coins will benefit. But what are the fundamental factors of the matter? How am I deriving at this conclusion that trillions will flow? Well, before that, please like, please subscribe. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and I can keep continuing to deliver more and more content like this to you more frequently. Now, with that aside, let me just say this. I think there's something going on in the markets, and we need to look at the stock markets. We need to look at some stocks that are actually really extremely volatile. And we need to understand where all this volatility is coming from, because this could be a clue as to issues within the stock market, which could in turn affect crypto, because it's undisputable that crypto run with the stock market. Markets like the Dow Jones. And so I think what we need to do, after my research that I did a couple of nights ago, just realizing that there's a pattern. There's all these stocks that seem to be extremely volatile, like volatility within like one day, like swings of like from 15 to 25%, you know, in one day. That's unusual, especially across so many different stocks. So I thought I'd do some research and just try and find out where this volatility is coming from. So really, I just want to pass you over to me, Nathan, and go through what stocks these are and look at the volatility. And then we'll talk about where I think this volatility is coming from. And I think you and I need to brainstorm and realize actually why the volatility has occurred. Anyway, without further ado, Nathan, over to you.
Hey, that's great. Thanks for that, Nathan. Yeah, so the stock that I'm going to look at first, I mean, there's 20 odd different stocks here really that are showing some crazy volatility. But if you look here on the 24th, 23rd, 24th, this is massive amounts of volatility. So let's just take the measuring tool. We'll measure it from the top to the bottom, and you can see that it's around 15%. This is Wells Fargo. So let's just assume that this, whoever's doing this buy and selling, which looks like some sort of liquidity hunt, don't really know what it is yet, but let's assume it's Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. Don't know that for a fact. Don't know who's doing it. They might be a stock track, somebody else just shorting their stocks and causing this volatility. But you could see this actually, this fractal at the moment is a bearish fractal. It's printed a head and shoulders because of that volatility in there, right? And the previous head and shoulders, you can see that there's been a move down, and it looks like it's just a continuation of a move down. We've got the 200-day above the 50-day moving average now, and there's some distance between it. It's touched, it's crossed, and then it's gone back to as it was before. So the trend has continued to be bearish, even though the price is moving up. And then you can also see that we've got low volume down here, around you know, the bottom of the, just on the top of the ATR indicator. So looking at that stock, it looks relatively bearish to me. And so I think we should go to go and have a look at some other stocks, and just determine, you know, is the volatility anywhere else? I mean, it's clear to me that there is. All of these stocks that I'm tracking, there's this massive amounts of volatility. So really, look, you could see like the price on this has been pushed up. But let's look at this situation here. This is a bearish trend, but looks like it's going to reverse. It is going to reverse. I'm almost certain about that, because if you look at this pattern here, it's a head and shoulders pattern. But again, let's go back to the volatility. Massive amounts of volatility here. And I think that what's happening is there's a movement of capital going from one stocks into others. Look at this again, 18%, say 17, 18%, 17% will say volatility swings there in one day. Again, this is a Warren Buffett stock. So let's move to some some other stocks here. Let's have a look. AT&T. We've got that on the same day, on the 24th. Again, you've just got that massive open space there, but you've got that swing. Again, look at it from down here. It's when the market closed here, and then opened back up 6%. So, but you know, it's not as significant as the others, but that's the swing, and it is it is one of Buffett's stock picks there. You know, and we can go to Western Union. Look at that, massive amounts of volatility swing there, huge. I mean, what have we got on this chart? The move from here, that's obviously come down and up, but it's moved up 24%. And then when you think about what it did previously, around there roughly, up and down in a day, you know, that's a 40% swing both ways, like 20% one way, 20% the other. That's massive amounts of volatility there. But you know, I want to step out, zoom out from this, and just see what that's done. That's actually broken that head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders pattern, and looks like a continuation of a downtrend. And we're talking Western Union here, right? So who else have we got? Omege Healthcare. Oh, hold on a minute. Let's go to ExxonMobil. Again, massive swing. Boom. In on that, you know, breaking that 50-day moving average, and looks like a liquidity hunt here, moving down to the 200-day moving average. Not quite getting there, but a 13% swing. You know, that looks like a liquidity hunt there. There's no real trend change in this. There's a nice amount of gap between the 200-day and 50-day moving average, which is to me a trend continuation, a liquidity hunt, and a move. There's no real trend. You know, there is just literally, I think, money source in there. I'm trying to find some cash maybe, and we got this one, version com. Again, look at this swing. These swings are just they're massive. With this, it looks again bearish still. There's no real trend change. There's no pattern I can identify as a trend change. 26% volatility there. 26% volatility. I mean, that's huge. And that's and then it jumps back up. Let's have a look. And comes back down. It looks like it's jumped up. It's gone down, obviously, first. So it swung from here down. Let's assume the market's open there. And swung down 17%. And then from there, 17%. From there, it's moved up, all the way up, in one day, 37%. Yeah? 37%. So it's already had an 18% swing low, then moved up 37% in one day. In one day. And then moved down another 10%. That's huge amounts of volatility there. So something's going on. I mean, whether they're liquidity hunting or trying to get in and out of the market or gaming the market, I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest with you. But you could see there's so many different stocks. We've got Omege Healthcare, Prudent Financial, Valero Eng Corp, Ppl Corp, Phillips 66, Visa, MasterCard. We've looked at ExxonMobil, Newmount Corp, Marathon Petroleum, Chubb, Walmart, Ppl Corp, Anley Capital Management. All of these stocks, right? If you look at them yourself, there is this huge amount of volatility. And, you know, when you look at them, it gives me an indication as to perhaps where the markets could be going. You make of it as what you want, but to me, that's beginning to look pretty bearish with all this volatility. Now, some stocks may, you know, be invulnerable to all of this. You might find that Visa's not vulnerable to it, but I think you'll see it change trend, or MasterCard. I believe ExxonMobil will probably remain untouched. As long as the dollar decreases in value, you'll get commodities going up, like gold, silver. But for the most part, I think stocks will start coming down. Money will stop moving in stocks for a brief while, and then start moving out. Value will start moving out and going into commodities. That's where I think that's heading. But there you go. Nathan, back over to you.
That's great. Thanks for that, Nathan. And yes, so you could see that actually, if you do your research, all of those stocks that I've been looking at, which are stocks that I've been tracking, are stocks that are in Warren Buffett's portfolio, all of them. You know, there's over 20 different stocks there, all displaying major volatility. Potentially, you know, Apple stock, if he still owns shares in Apple, has been vastly unaffected. Actually, Apple, I didn't check. I'll double check Apple. But, you know, when you look at the rest of them, Visa, MasterCard, massive amounts of volatility. And, you know, I think you can also be sure that Warren Buffett has not bought back into IBM because we're not seeing any volatility there. And I believe he sold his shares to buy it into Apple anyway. So, you know, yeah, Warren sold his shares back in 2017, 18. You know, and since then, I believe that IBM hasn't been doing too bad, to be honest with you. But in any case, I think we could be seeing some major volatility ahead in the stock market, which could have a knock-on effect to cryptos. It may not, you know, but it's definitely a sign. It's definitely a sign as to, you know, the fact that we could be expecting more volatility fairly soon. So I wouldn't get too happy too quick. It may not affect the crypto markets, but I would just be cautious. In any case, I'm Nathan, aka Nathan of Zion. Smash the Zion coin up there, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day now. Take care.